Well, hello and welcome to Game Faces coverage of our Rochford Wines Match of the Round, round 6 between Emerald and Rock. We are underway in the first quarter. And a good early start here for Emerald. In their goal circle, Stacey Woodrow starting his goal attack, and she puts it away and gets the first goal for the Bombers. So the Kangaroos, with their first centre pass through Liam Ibis, came out wide to Pastenia. And now they're on the counter-attack. So Mackenzie Fox, the captain, starting in the mid-court for today's game as wing attack. So Simonson went short to Tomlinson, long pass looking for Fox, but really well cut off there on that occasion by Maguire. And they're on the counter-attack through, that was Ella James. Maguire tracks back nicely. Out it comes to Mybus. Wants to go back to Maguire. He's been pretty busy early days in this first quarter. Good short pass there to Pastrenia. Davey comes back to Pastrenia. Had Mybus as a short option, but then went back to Maguire. Mybus calls for it. Was honoured. Does she go long to O'Shannessy? No, she retreats back to Maguire for the moment. Much longer past Pastrenia again. Goes short to Davey. Davey will get brought forward. Lines up the goal, but unable to convert, and doing really well there on that occasion was Rhodes Anderson. So they're on the counter-attack. Comes across. This is a good pass here to Brody Smith, and they're on the counter-attack once again, are they? No. Tomlinson, good pass to Woodrow, looking for Jackie Cutting, and she's got it. An opportunity for an early break for the Bombers, and she's got it. So 2 goals apiece, or 2 goals to no score just yet for Emerald. So Mac Fox receiving it from Tomlinson, who goes back to Tomlinson. Woodrow pops it over the top nicely for Cutting, and Jackie Cutting can make it 3 goals to none for Emerald. So Liam Ibis with the centre pass. Goes short to Pastrenia, has Davey up ahead, but she'll come back to Maguire. Maguire could have gone laterally to Henry, decided against it. Here is Davey, and she finds O'Shannessy. And really important that the Rock captain converts his goal, and she does, just to not let the margin stray away. So Tomlinson to Woodrow. Will go back to Tomlinson, has Cutting up ahead, goes for her. Cutting waits and wanted Woodrow, but the pass goes awry, and the reprieve there for Emerald. So Ella James in the last line of defence comes out to Maguire. Looked at Mybus. Eventually that's where she went. Mybus waits and eventually goes back to Maguire. And then back comes to Ella James. Henry. Pass was affected nicely, and this should work out. Simonson waste no time. Found Fox. Looked at Woodrow. Went short to Tomlinson. Back to Mackenzie Fox and Krista Tomlinson again too. And fires a bit of a look away pass to Jackie Cutting, who can put the margin back out to 3 goals, and she does. So 4 goals to 1. And this is a good start for Emerald. So Mybus in the centre, knocked away by Tomlinson. Short pass was a good one, back to Smith. Smith will go back to Tomlinson. Short option of Fox was used. Now Woodrow comes out wide again to Tomlinson, and beautifully cut off there by James. A waste no time to get it to Maguire. Maguire with a long pass to Davey, then Mybus. Here is Pastrenia. But it will come back to Jade Maguire. Could have gone short to Mybus, but decided O'Shannessy the long option was the way to go. O'Shannessy doesn't have a shot at goal, and now Davey will get her first look for the afternoon, and she's offline. Brody Smith escorts it over. And Rhodes Anderson can get Emerald moving out of defence. So Rhodes Anderson over the top to Simonson, beautifully cut off by Maguire, who's had a good first quarter. Davey wasted no time to get it to Mybus, and she's called for stepping. There you go. So Tomlinson, Fox, Smith, Woodrow. Nicely done to Tomlinson. And now Jackie Cutting can make this a 4-goal difference, and she does. 5 goals to 1. So nicely done here by the Bombers. Stretching out the lead. Woodrow got it from Tomlinson. Short one to Fox. Looks at Cutting. Comes back and called for stepping. So Ella James, long pass is a good one to Maguire. She'll go short to Pastrenia. Pops it over the top to Mybus. Here is O'Shannessy. O'Shannessy, short pass to Davey. Goes back to O'Shannessy. Rhodes Anderson did well, though, wasting no time with Simonson to Tomlinson. On to Woodrow. Comes back to Tomlinson, and here is cutting. Could make this a 5. No, she can't. So it's offline. A reprieve for the Rock defence. Ella James on the last line for the Kangaroos. And they've turned it over here, Rock. Can you believe that? So Woodrow comes back to Tomlinson, and then Woodrow can line them up and puts a throw, gets it back to a 5-goal difference, 6 goals to 1. And this is a very hot start for Emerald. Mybus to Davey, Maguire, long pass to Pastrania. O'Shannessy calls for it and she's honoured. And the Kangaroos captain just needs to put this through, and she does. So he cuts it back to 4 goals for the moment. Can they string a couple together, the Kangaroos? Fox. Long pass to Tomlinson, who had plenty of room to work with. Goes short to Cutting. Doesn't have a look at the goals just yet. Comes out wide to Fox. Fox, good one. Woodrow got front position on James. Scores the goal. Gets it back to 5 goals the difference. So 7-2 early days in the Rochford Wines match of the round. Mybus. Wanted to go laterally to Maguire. Tomlinson got the hand in, so we'll stay with Rock and Jade Maguire. Did well eventually to get it to Mybus. Looked to Pastrenia, but went short to Davey. Pastrenia through hands. Recovered nice in that occasion by Henry. She comes out wide to Davey. Short one back to Mybus. And Simonson called for contact. And O'Shannessy. Now it'll come back to Davey, who'll get her first look at goal, and she puts this one through. They can get it back to 4 goals a difference. Can Rock. Tomlinson. Simonson. Good defensive effort there from Maguire. Will stay, though, with the Bombers. Simonson. Short pass is a good one to Tomlinson. Comes inboard and came off the hand of Ella James. Unfortunate for Rock, as they would have won the ball back otherwise. So Woodrow. In fact, it'll be Tomlinson with the throw-in. And there we go. That's a good defensive pressure from Rock, and they win the ball back. So Ella James makes up for her initial mistake. Henry waits and comes out wide to Maguire. Henry calls for it back. I think it'll come to Mybus. No. Maguire in 2 minds eventually does get it to Mybus. She goes lateral. This should work out to Maguire. No, it won't. Giving away contact. Simonson, short one to Tomlinson, fires it into Woodrow, comes out wide to Fox, control that one nicely, and here is Cutting. Can make this a 5-goal difference? No. Jackie Cutting eventually converts and gets it out to a 5-goal difference, 8 goals to 3. Mybus. Thompson got the hand in, but Mybus collected it straight back. Maguire waits, long pass, Mybus. Palmed it down to Davey. Contact was given away anyway, so Leah Mybus with it once again. Could go short to Davey, but goes long to O'Shannessy, and probably the right option. O'Shannessy converts, gets it back to 4 goals the difference again. So it's back with Krista Tomlinson. Goes back to Smith, back to Tomlinson. Smith again. Gets the moving forward a little bit to Fox. Smith this time much further to Woodrow. Comes out wide, good work rate from Fox, and getting the handy was Maguire, but it will go out of play. Fox, Woodrow. And well done by Cutting. Up against the 2 Rock defenders, did pretty well, and she finds the goal. Once again, gets it back to a 5-goal difference. So 9 goals to 4, about midway through the first quarter. Mybus. So it comes out wide. Pastrenia. And they've turned it over. Rhodes Anderson did well to get it to Simonson. Here is Fox looking for Smith, who did pretty well. Got the ball away just in time to Tomlinson. Cutting. Won't have a look at goal, Mybus. Came in to affect it. So Tomlinson. And James gets a hand in, but it will stay with the Bombers. So Woodrow with a throw-in. Comes back to Mac Fox. Woodrow on the end of it. She can make this a 6-goal difference. And this would be the biggest lead of the game. And Stacey Woodrow's got it. So 6 goals the difference, 10 goals to 4 the way of Emerald. And this has been a strong first quarter from the home side. So out it comes. Woodrow. And that was an errant pass. Fox wasn't ready for it. And Ella James can get Rock moving out of defence. Henry called for it, so did Mybus, and that's where she went, but through the hands of Mybus. Tomlinson gathered it cleanly, came out wide to Fox. Fox back to Tomlinson, cutting calls for it, and she's got front position too. And Emerald, you would think, should get a 7-goal lead, and they do. Jackie Cutting once again converts accurately. And it is 11 goals to 4. So Mybus with the centre pass, beautifully done by Smith. A nice clean interception, got it to Woodrow, looked at Fox, Maguire. Very nicely done it was. So they win the ball back to Rock. Through the hands of Maguire though. So after a really good interception, she's coughed it up. Woodrow, Fox. Waits and waits. Came short to Woodrow. Long pass should work to Tomlinson, and it does. Woodrow once again is involved. And very cleverly done. This should be a nice easy shot at goal for Woodrow. Maybe just slipped out of the hands slightly, but Cutting converts from the other side of the post. It's an 8-goal difference now, 12 goals to 4. And once again, Tomlinson with a centre pass. So out it comes. Fox. Back to Smith. Fox once again is involved. Tomlinson, good pass to Woodrow. Back to Tomlinson. So Henry up the line nicely to Davey. Henry, a little unsure where to go. Just came inboard to Maguire. Now Pastrenia. Waits, and they've coughed it up again, Rock. So good defensive pressure from Emerald. Simonson out wide to Smith. Short to Fox. Now Tomlinson looks at Cutting and gets it to her. Hey, Jackie Cutting can make this a 9-goal difference. And she does. 13 goals to 4. And Emerald continue to pile on this margin. Mybus did well to get it out wide to Pastrenia. Davey collected it nicely, and O'Shaughnessy did well. Got the separation on Rhodes Anderson. And the Rock captain converts. Much needed goal there for the Kangaroos. So 13 goals to 5. Tomlinson. Smith back to Tomlinson. Laterally to Fox. Short to Woodrow. Comes inboard again to Tomlinson. Cutting. Looks at Woodrow and gets it to her. And Stacey Woodrow makes this 9 goals the difference once again. 14 goals to 5. In the back end of this first quarter, Mybus to Davey. Back to Henry. Short again to Mybus. A little unsure where to go. Eventually gets it back to Pastrenia. Henry. Pastrenia again. Wanted Davey, but comes all the way back to Maguire. Here's Pastrenia for a third time in this passage, and she's got it to Davey. And they thought their way through that pretty well. Did the Kangaroos, and this should stay with Rock. So O'Shaughnessy gets it back to 8 goals the difference. Much needed goal there for the Kangaroos. Tomlinson. Short pass is a good one. Fox. Waits. Got it to Cutting. Cutting all the way across to Tomlinson. Got contact from Maguire. And then feeds to Jackie Cutting, who shoots truly once again. Back to 9 goals the difference. 15 goals to 6. Mybus. Maguire. Sorry, that was Pastrenia, in fact. And here is O'Shaughnessy. And got some contact from Rhodes Anderson, so she gets another look, and this time puts it through. Back to 8 goals the difference. 7 to 15. Tomlinson. Woodrow. Back to Tomlinson. And once again, nice clean feed from Tomlinson to Jackie Cutting. She converts again. Back to 9 goals the difference. 7 to 16. Mybus comes out wide to Pastrenia. Henry short to Mybus. Pastrenia. Maguire. Looked at Mybus, but beautifully cut up by Tomlinson with the one hand in the wet weather. Comes back to Tomlinson. She got it from Fox. Back to Simonson. Tomlinson again is involved. Long pass Maguire. Did well, and it was kept in by Pastrenia, was it? No. And that will do us for quarter time, and the Rochford Wides match of the round. It has been a dominant start for the Bombers. 9 goals adrift they are. 16-7 is the score. We'll head off to a short break now for quarter time. When we come back, all the action. Welcome back to second quarter action of the Rochford Wides match of the round between Emerald and Rock. And Emerald, just like they did in the first quarter, wasting no time to convert an early opportunity. So Pastrenia, long pass, and this should work out. So a good start for Rock. From this centre pass comes out to Courtney Davey. Unable to convert, and Davey will get a second look. And she converts. So back to 9 goals the difference, and back to Tomlinson in the centre. Nicely cut off. Long pass is a good one. Maguire, short. So working it around at the moment of the Kangaroos. Comes back to Pastrenia. Davey. So good feed from Pastrenia. And Rock get one back, so 9 goals to 17. So working it around. Davey comes back to Pastrenia. And now Courtney Davey once again. And there we go. So back to 7 goals the difference. This is a good start to the second quarter for Rock. Simonson to Tomlinson. Cutting. So they swung a few changes this quarter, have Rock. Jackie Cutting does convert, gets it back to 8 goals the difference, 10 goals to 18. So it'll come out wide to Pastrenia. Pastrenia back to Henry. Inboard to Maguire, through hands. Maguire again to Pastrenia. Here is Stacey, and does well to get it to Davey. And Courtney Davey did well. It's a good rebound. And this time she converts, so back to 7 goals the difference. Tomlinson. Woodrow. Tomlinson waits and waits. Eventually gets it out to Cutting. Jackie Cutting doesn't convert. Does for the second opportunity, so back to 8 goals the difference, 11 goals to 19. Still the way of Emerald. Henry to Davey. Stacey being double teamed. Here is Pastrenia. Short pass, and here is Courtney Davey. Doesn't convert. Rhodes Anderson. Just got a bit of contact in that contest. Simonson. Katie Bell, unfortunately, unable to win the ball back without being called for stepping. So Simonson, short pass to Paget. Short pass again to Simonson. Now Fox. Waits and waits. Eventually finds Tomlinson. Cutting with front position. And Jackie Cutting doesn't convert. And Henry did well. Kept the ball in play. Short pass to Bell. Back to Overdyke. And they work it around. So Maguire waits and waits. That's an errant pass. She's thrown it straight to Jackie Cutting. Tomlinson runs past to provide an option. Could go back to Cutting, but looks to go short to Fox. Tomlinson, good one. Weaved it through to Woodrow, who doesn't convert with the first opportunity, but does with the second. So Stacey Woodrow gets it back out to 9 goals the difference. 11 goals to 20. Tomlinson, Fox, comes back to Tomlinson. And Maguire was unable to cut it up without giving away contact. So Tomlinson, short pass, good one. To Jackie Cutting, and she converts. And she'll get this out to a 10-goal difference, 11 goals to 21. So it'll come out wide. Henry, Davey, Maguire, Pastrenia. Back to Maguire. Here is Bell. So Katie Bell, long pass is a good one, and Courtney Davey. She'll convert here, and she does. Gets it back to 9 goals the difference, 12 goals to 21. Fox, Tomlinson. Nicely done to Jackie Cutting once again. Jackie Cutting should be able to get this out to a 10-goal difference, and she does. 12 goals to 22. So Bell out wide, good one. Comes back to Bell, good long pass to Davey, wasting no time. Comes all the way back to Pastrenia. She goes back to Davey. And that was nicely done to Stacey, and she should be able to convert here, and she does. 13 goals to 22. Woodrow over the top to Fox. Here is Cutting. Doesn't like a look at goal just yet. Thompson tried to feed it back to Woodrow. Woodrow, Fox, Cutting. So Jackie Cutting should be able to get this back to a 10-goal difference, and she does. 13 goals to 23. So they continue to have a bit of a stranglehold on this game. Henry, long pass to Davey, comes back to Henry. Fires it in through hands, and beautifully collected by Paget. Short to Rhodes Anderson. Comes back to Paget, up the court to Tomlinson. Looks laterally, and that's where she goes to Rhodes Anderson. Tomlinson again is involved. Here is Paget up the court. Good one to Fox. Looked at Cutting, but decided against it. Pulls the pass out wide to Tomlinson. And Cutting eventually finds herself on the end of it. Doesn't convert. And Overdyke had front position, but no, umpire said she did well enough. Maguire. Overdyke did well. Henry up the court. Tomlinson did well. Kept it in play. Woodrow. Fox. And does well to get it to Cutting. And Jackie Cutting puts Embred out to their biggest lead of the game so far. 11 goals it is. 24 to 13. Fox. Maybe just a bit too lax receiving that pass. Gives Rock an opportunity. So Maguire comes inboard to Bell. Out wide to Henry. Pops it over the top to Pastrenia. Looked at Stacey. Comes back to Henry. Pastrenia again is involved. Davey. Pastrenia for a third time in this passage, and then a fourth. And Courtney Davey just got a bit of contact from Rhodes Anderson. She'll go short to Stacey. We can get this back to 10 goals, and she does. 14 goals to 24. So Rock making a couple of inroads. Back it comes. Good long pass. Pastrenia. And now Stacey. Converts the opportunity. 15 goals to 24. So Tomlinson, Fox. Retreats back to Paget. Comes out wide once again through hands. Fox, Woodrow, Tomlinson. And does nicer to get it to Jackie Cutting, who should convert here, and she does. Back to 10 goals the difference. So Bell out of the centre to Pastrenia. Did well to get it to Stacey. Comes back to Bell. So Bell looking to feed it to Davey. And that was made much easier with Paget giving away contact. Davey just didn't like that spot. She does like this one. She has a go and puts it through. So they can get it back to 9 goals for the moment, Rock. But once again, Tomlinson has ball in hand with a centre pass. Long pass works out in the end of Fox. She feeds to Cutting, and Jackie Cutting once again gets it back to 10 goals of difference. So quick response there for the Bombers. So Bell in the centre, comes back to Maguire. Short pass is a good one to Henry. Henry comes out wide. Long pass should work out. And through hands. So Davey, back to Bell, comes back to Davey. And good accurate shooting from Courtney Davey, gets it back to 9 goals the difference, 17 goals to 26. Tomlinson, short to Woodrow. Back to Tomlinson, we'll go back to Paget. Once again, Tomlinson, here is Cutting. And Jackie Cutting again gets it back to 10 goals. Been very accurate shooting today, has Jackie Cutting. So Katie Bell out of the centre. Tomlinson cut it off nicely. Knocked it down to Woodrow. Went short to Fox. Here is Tomlinson once again. Waits and waits. Comes back to Paget. Looked at Fox. Again short to Tomlinson. Fox is involved now. Knocked away by Henry. Not legally. And here is Jackie Cutting. And she converts once again. Beautifully done. 17 goals to 28. And Emerald now with an opportunity to stretch it out to their biggest lead of the game. It is 11 goals so far. And with ball in hand, they could potentially make it 12. Cutting. Decides to line them up again. Doesn't convert. They've done well here, the Rock defence, however. I can get them moving out of defence. Henry. Called for stepping. There you go. So Emerald win it straight back. Once again, Jackie Cutting. Converts on this occasion. Gets it out to a 12-goal difference. That is the biggest lead of the game so far. 29 to 17. Long pass is a good one. Stacey on the end of it. All the way across to Bell. Stacey, couple of 1-2s. Stacey short to Davey, who's done the bulk of the scoring for Rock in this quarter, and she finds that one. So back to 11 goals for the moment. 29 goals to 18 the way of Emerald. Tomlinson, Fox, Paget. Eventually gets it off to Fox. Woodrow provides an option, did well. Pops it over the top for Cutting. And Jackie Cutting doesn't convert. Woodrow. Stacey Woodrow this time converts. 18 goals to 30. So back to a 12-goal difference. Bell. Maguire. Henry called for it, but she went back to Bell. Bell. Maguire. Henry. Pastrenia. Bell comes back to Henry. So this Emerald defensive formation working pretty well. Stacey. Once again back to Bell. Pops it over the top, and that should work out to Davey, who will have a look at goal, and she's got it. So they get one back to Rock. Back to 11 goals at the moment. 19 goals to 30. And Bell cleverly done. So they win it back to the Kangaroos. Davey back to Bell. Wanted to go back to Davey. Comes back to Henry. Short pass is a good one to Pastrenia. Lateral pass. Bell. Pastrenia again is involved. Looking for Davey. Rhodes Anderson knocks it out of play. So it stays with Rock for the moment. Short pass. Pastrenia. Davey has got it. So 10 goals the difference. 20 goals to 30. Henry Eventually offloads. That should work out just fine. Long pass is a good one. Stacey pops it over the top to Davey, who converts, and they string a couple together to rock. Back to 9 goals the difference, 21 goals to 30. And that is half-time here in the Rochford Wines match of the round between Emerald and Rock, and it has been a pretty dominant start for the Bombers, leading by 9 goals, 30-21 is the score. We'll head off to a short break for half-time, and when we come back, all the action from the second half. Bell comes all the way across. O'Kelly it was, in fact. Davey doesn't convert. Did Smith get there first? Yes, she did. So nicely done by Brodie Smith. Goes short to Rhodes Anderson. Another short one to Paget. A little unsure where to go. Eventually back to Rhodes Anderson. Finds Tomlinson. So again, Casey Rhodes Anderson. Tomlinson from Paget to Fox. Here is Jackie Cutting. And she converts. 11 goals the difference. 32 goals to 21. So it comes out wide. Long pass is a good one. Fox. Tomlinson just got it away in the nick of time. Fox got it. So Mackenzie Fox with her first goal for the afternoon, and it's a 12-goal difference now, 33 goals to 21. Short pass. Davey. O'Kelly. Gets it to Davey. And another short one, Stacey. Waits and comes back to Davey, who won't convert, and Rhodes Anderson did well. Paget. Short pass. Long pass is a good one. Rhodes Anderson waits, comes to Fox. Pops it over the top here to Tomlinson, who gets it to Cutting. And a 13-goal difference now for Emerald. This is the biggest lead of the game, 34 to 21. So Krista Tomlinson, Paget, Tomlinson, Fox, Tomlinson. Could put this out to a 14-goal difference, and she does. So well done, Jackie Cutting. Mybus is involved, so she's come on as wing defence. Stacey comes back to Leah Mybus. Henry's come back on as well. Bell out wide to O'Kelly. Found Stacey and just chips it away. Finds Davey, who converts and gets it back to 13 goals the difference. 35 goals to 22 now, still the way of Emerald. Tomlinson. Fox. Back to Tomlinson. Cutting. With a look at goal here, and she's got it. So back to 14 goals the difference. 36 goals to 22. So Katie Bell again in the centre. Overdyke back on. O'Kelly. Stacey. Couple of 1-2 passes. Gemma Stacey with a look at goal, and she's got it. 36 goals to 23. So again, they just trim the margin back for the moment. Tomlinson. to Rhodes Anderson, back to Tomlinson. Rhodes Anderson again involved, looked at Fox and goes to her. Fox, long pass is a good one. Should work out. Here is Cutting. So Jackie Cutting steps up to the plate and converts back to 14 goals the difference, 37-23. Tomlinson cleverly done to keep that in play. How about that? Eventually Rhodes Anderson gets it under her control, but she's turned it over. A Kelly long pass to Stacey. Stacey short to Davey. And Davey doesn't convert and is off the hands of Rhodes Anderson. So Rock maintain possession. Stacey will throw it back in. Wanted to go back to O'Kelly. Eventually that's what she does and eventually finds Davey. So Courtney Davey could put this out to a 15-goal difference. In fact, get it back to a 13-goal difference. So long pass works out to Fox. Fox knocked away and this should work out. So Davey's got it for the moment. Comes out wide to Henry. She goes up the line to O'Kelly. Keeps the ball moving through the hands and beautifully collected there by Smith. Rhodes Anderson, Tomlinson. Paget called for it, but it'll come back to Rhodes Anderson. Back to Smith. Paget. Paget this time did well. Rhodes Anderson. Paget. Tomlinson. Short pass again. Long pass this time is a good one to Mitchell. Found Cutting. And Jackie Cutting doesn't convert. And Mitzi Henry this time was goalkeeper. Looks it over Dyke, but Cutting's cut it off beautifully. Look to get it back to Fox. Henry again. Unfortunately for Mitzi Henry, has turned it over and Jackie Cutting will eventually gather this feed and converts the opportunity at goal. So Mybus waits, long pass, good one. Smith intercepted it nicely though. Here is Mitchell. Fox. Long pass, good one. Here is Cutting. Could continue to push the margin out. And they've really found some momentum in this third quarter, have Emerald. So Tomlinson with the centre pass duties. Does well to get it to Mitchell. Here is Fox. Fox back to Paget. Finds Tomlinson. Mitchell. Put too much on it, but a bit of contact there to Cutting, it would seem. And she can get this out to an 18-goal difference, Jackie Cutting, if she shoots truly, and she does. 23-41. Says the scoreboard. So Bell did well to get it back to Maguire. Maguire got it from O'Kelly. Back to Bell. Comes inboard with a pass. Bell got it from Stacey. Comes back to O'Kelly. And eventually ends up on the hands of Courtney Davey. And Courtney Davey converts. So it comes back to Krista Tomlinson. So scoreboard saying 24-40. Paget, Tomlinson. All the way across to Mitchell. Long pass. Here is Fox through hands, but she recovered it nicely. Tomlinson. So 25-40 says the scoreboard. A little bit of confusion here, but I think we've got it all sorted out. Tomlinson, I think, got a bit of contact from Bell. And clever feed to Cutting, who can push this out to 16 goals the difference if she shoots truly. Jackie Cutting this time has got it, 25 goals to 41. So a lateral pass, Maguire, Davey. Bell couldn't control it, but she got it off the hands of Smith. Stacey, good short pass to Davey. And Gemma Stacey should convert here. No. So Smith did well. Comes back, Smith, waits and waits, gets it moving to Rhodes Anderson. Good long pass, this should work out, nicely cut off. And then on the counter-attack, Stacey did well. Short pass worked out just fine. So O'Kelly, back to Davey. And Davey converts, gets it back to 15 goals the difference, 41 to 26. So Tomlinson, Padgett, goes back to Tomlinson, looked at Mitchell, but she'll go back to Tomlinson. Padgett again was involved too. Here is Fox. So Mac Fox will get another look. Played all the first half of the mid-court at wing attack, and she's back in the goal circle. And converts the opportunity 26 to 42. So nicely cut up by Rhodes Anderson, did it cleanly. Comes back to Padgett. Short to Tomlinson, looks at Mitchell, gets it to her. That was a clever pass. Fox. Mitchell did well, got it to Tomlinson, found Cutting, and she just got a bit of contact from Overdyke. So Jackie Cutting can extend the margin to 17 goals. No. Just crossed it nicely to Mac Fox, and she converts 26 goals to 43. So the centre pass duties now with Krista Tomlinson. She goes short. Mitchell. Over the top here to Tomlinson and Cutting. Jackie Cutting converts 44 goals to 26. So it'll come out wide. O'Kelly is involved. That's going to stay in, as it? Stacey did cleverly. Not well enough though, so we'll stay with Brodie Smith. Long pass is a good one. Finds Tomlinson. Tomlinson gets them moving. Finds Fox. Comes back to Mitchell. Mitchell to Tomlinson again, who was involved. Rhodes Anderson. Back to Tomlinson. Good pass. Here is Fox. Just didn't like that spot at goal. So Mac Fox. Does Henry keep it in? No. Has to come back to Mac Fox, who will line up the goals this time. And Mac Fox this time converts. Nicely done. 26 goals to 45. Tomlinson did well. Mitchell through the hands of Cutting. So Henry on the last line of defence. Comes out wide, good pass up the line. O'Kelly waits. Good long pass on this occasion. Davey was involved. This is Maguire. Tomlinson tried to cut it off and worked out well enough. She has forced the turnover. So Padgett, short pass, good one. And Mac Fox converts. 20 goals the difference now for Emerald. Bell, Overdyke. So Padgett, Rhodes Anderson. Tomlinson. To Cutting. And now Mac Fox, who doesn't shoot truly there, but we'll get another look. This to make it 21 goals. The difference? No. Maybe Jackie Cutting. She eventually converts, gets it to roll through. 47 to 26 now for the Bombers, who've really pushed out the margin in this second half. Mitchell, no. So Overdyke wasted no time. Lateral pass is a good one. That was to O'Kelly. She came back to Maguire. Bell looks at O'Kelly, and that's where she goes. And Davey will get it over the back. And she can get it back to 20 goals with a flying shot at goal. No, she misses. Smith finds Tomlinson with plenty of room to work with. Long passes over the head of Mitchell. Cutting just palmed it off nicely to Fox. She comes back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson all the way back to Padgett. Was there contact? Yes. Tomlinson. Fox calls for it, but it'll go to Cutting. Yes. And Jackie Cutting can make this a 22-goal difference, and she does, 48-26, as we start to near three-quarter time. So again, Bell with the centre pass. Laterally, nicely done. So Smith. Long pass from Padgett finds Tomlinson. Cleverly done. Here is Mac Fox once again. She can make this 23 goals a difference, and she does, 49-26. And now Krista Tomlinson with a centre pass, and that will do us for three-quarter time. And the Rochford Wines match of the round 6 between Emerald and Rock. And the Bombers have really pushed this margin out now, heading into the final change. It is 23 goals. The difference, 49-26. We'll head off to a short break for three-quarter time. When we come back, all the action from the final quarter. So Rhodes Anderson. Henry did well. Davey. And beautifully cut up by Rhodes Anderson. Looked to go to Simonson, but finds Padgett. Smith. Padgett again is involved. So James, out wide to Henry. And have coughed it up again here of Rock. Fox through hands, it should be recovered, and it is, but it was nicely done there by Maguire, who wasted no time to Mibus, finds Henry. She moves on to Davey. Davey comes out wide, Liam Mibus again, back to Henry. Wants to put him inside the attacking third, eventually she does. Here is Maguire. Davey did well, and O'Shannessy back on the court for the final quarter. Should convert, and she does. So back to 22 goals the difference, 28-50. So back-to-back goals for Rock. Mibus, Maguire. Davey did well, got it back to Pastrenia, it was in fact. O'Shannessy. And now Courtney Davey should convert, and she does. So 29 goals to 50. Comes out wide, should work well to Mitchell. Padgett. Mitchell calls for it back, but it'll go all the back. Back to Rhodes Anderson, and Rock once again a forced the turnover. So Henry got it from James. Long pass to Pastrenia is a good one. Comes back to Maguire. Inboard, Mibus through hands. Got contact there from Simonson. And here is O'Shannessy. Comes back to Pastrenia, and O'Shannessy calls for it once again. That's a good feed from Pastrenia. And O'Shannessy gets it back to 20 goals the difference. So a good start to the last quarter for Rock. Making a few inroads. Mibus. Padgett nearly cut it off. Went in a second time but couldn't complete the job. And no, she has in fact. There we go. So Brady Smith to Simonson. Has Fox as a short option. Goes for her. Fox all the way back to Rhodes Anderson. Eventually gets it moving to Paget, who's moved into the centre for this last quarter. Fox crosses nicely to Mitchell. Woodrow calls for it and she's got it. And Stacey Woodrow doesn't convert the first opportunity or the second. And eventually Woodrow gets it back to 21 goals the difference, 51-30. Paget. Fox. Crosses, cleverly done by Mybus. It's a nice interception, and Ella James can get Rock moving out of defence. Did well to Henry, back to Mybus through hands. Nicely recovered. It wasn't the end by Pastrenia. She goes back to Maguire. Maguire, Mybus, O'Shannessy. Just got some contact there from Rose Anderson. And then with a short pass to Courtney Davey. So Courtney Davey this time converts 31 goals to 51. Mybus, Pastrenia, Henry, Mybus, Davey. O'Shannessy looked at Davey, came back to Pastrenia. Davey collected it nicely. And now O'Shannessy, Rhodes Anderson got front position. And this is nicely done here by the Emerald defence through the hands of Simonson. Eventually keeps it in play. Will come back to Smith. Paget. Short pass, good one. Rhodes Anderson once again pops it over the top nicely to Fox. Fox waits, comes back to Rhodes Anderson. Been pretty busy in this passage of play. Once again finds Woodrow. Woodrow. Tomlinson. Fox. Short pass, good one. Tomlinson wants to feed it back to Mac Fox, and that's what she does. And Fox lines up and misses, and James did well off the post. Got the rebound, found Henry. Henry just fires up the line. That should work at the end of Maguire, who kept it in play, but she turned it over to Simonson. Here is Fox. Pops it over the top nicely to Tomlinson. Short to Woodrow, back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson, Woodrow, and James eventually gathered it for Rock, so they've done well here, have the Kangaroos defence. Henry, got it from James. Long pass, good. No, it wasn't. Finds its way out of play. So Rhodes Anderson inboard to Paget. He'll go back to Rhodes Anderson. Unsure where to go. Eventually fires it off to Tomlinson. We'll go short to Paget. Paget crosses nicely. Here is Mac Fox, who won't convert the first opportunity or the second. So Mac Fox comes back. Tomlinson, good feed to Fox. Who can push this back out to 21 goals, and she does, 52-31. So they maintain this comfortable margin, do the Bombers. Paget eventually decides Tomlinson was the option. That's a good underground pass to Woodrow. Comes back to Tomlinson. Paget wanted Fox. Eventually goes all the way across to Tomlinson, and Mac Fox did well. Just found some separation from Henry, and she gets back-to-back goals for Emerald. 53-31. So Mybus for the centre pass, all through the hands of, that was Pastrenia, Maguire, O'Kelly, Mybus. O'Kelly, who's moved into goal attack for the latter portion of this last quarter. Goes back to Pastrenia. Smith cut it up, not legally. So maybe an opportunity now for Lily O'Kelly. No, she just feeds it short to O'Shannessy, who can get one back here for the Kangaroos. Doesn't convert. Smith, look away pass. Is that going to be allowed? No. So Lily O'Kelly with the throw in. And another contact call against the Emerald defence. O'Kelly, short to O'Shannessy. And she's brought forward O'Shannessy and converts the opportunity. So back to 21 goals, 32 to 53. Paget, short pass. Simonson to Tomlinson, and now Fox, who can again get it back to 22 goals, doesn't convert, but Woodrow got the rebound. Also doesn't convert Henry, and have done well here, the Rock defence. Henry to Maguire, looked at Mybus, eventually that's where she goes. Maguire recovered it, Mybus again, long pass, worked out to Pastrenia, who's got O'Shannessy all on her own. And O'Shannessy doesn't convert, Smith knocked it away. Will come back into the hands of Izzy O'Shannessy, and this time she does convert. So they'll get it back to 20 goals. 33 to 53 says the scoreboard. Mybus to O'Kelly. Henry back to Mybus. O'Kelly out wide to Pastrenia. And Smith collected it nice off hands. Here is Simonson. Up the court to Tomlinson. Long pass is a good one to Fox. Looks at Paget. That's where she goes. And they've turned it over again here, Emerald. Henry. Lateral pass is a good one to Maguire, who gets it back from Mybus, then goes short to O'Kelly. Pastrenia nearly cut up by Paget, but Mybus eventually found herself on the end of it. And here is O'Shannessy, who's been pretty good in this last quarter, and she gets another goal. And they get it back to 19 goals a difference. 34 to 53. Fox. Tomlinson. And short pass is a good one. And they convert the opportunity. Mybus to Pastrenia. Pastrenia eventually gets it back from O'Kelly. Comes back to Mybus. O'Kelly. Emerald defence holding him pretty well here. Mybus will go back to O'Kelly again. Short to Pastrenia. O'Shannessy calls for it. And is O'Shannessy with another look? No, she'll pass it off to O'Kelly, who hasn't scored a goal today. Doesn't get that one. Smith holds stronger defence. Finds Simonson. She goes back to Smith. Simonson again. Looks at Rhodes Anderson. Called for stepping. There you go. Pastrenia. Eventually back to O'Kelly. O'Shannessy will have a look here and doesn't convert. Smith couldn't quite take it cleanly off the post. So a very stagnant passage of play, this one. Mybus will go to O'Kelly, who won't have a look at goal. Comes back to Pastrenia. Now O'Kelly will get a look. Smith taken out of it, and O'Kelly decides to palm off the opportunity to O'Shannessy, who does eventually convert. There we go, back to 19 goals a difference. 35 to 54. And they've broken too early here, Emerald. So Rock have definitely had the better of this last quarter, has to be said. Pastrenia, O'Shannessy, O'Kelly, and O'Shannessy. O'Kelly back to Mybus, then back to O'Kelly, who will get a look here, Lily O'Kelly, and she converts this one, so she gets her first goal for the afternoon, back to 18 goals the difference. 36 to 54. Mybus through hands. Should be collected here by O'Kelly if she can get it cleanly, and eventually she does. Pastrenia. O'Kelly. Back to O'Shannessy. Couldn't convert that one, but she will get another opportunity, O'Shannessy. So this to get it back to 17 goals the difference. And the Rock captain does convert. So they've had the better of this last quarter, have the Kangaroos. Certainly cut the margin back a little bit as the sun pokes out for the first time today here in Emerald. Haven't seen much of it at all. Through the hands of Tomlinson, and nicely cut off by Henry. Short pass is a good one to Mybus. Gets it moving on to Maguire. She finds Pastrenia. Back to Mybus through her hands, and Smith collected it beautifully. She'll go short to Simonson. Looked at Padgett, but eventually decides Rhodes Anderson was the better choice. Now Padgett finds it. Short to Tomlinson. Woodrow provided an option. Tomlinson finds Woodrow. And Stacey Woodrow will convert. 18 goals the difference, 37 to 55. Once again, Liam Mybus for the centre pass duties. Pastrenia. All the way back to Maguire. Long pass to O'Kelly. And they might have turned it over here, Rock. No, they haven't. They maintain possession. So Liam Mybus. Good pass through the hands of O'Shaughnessy, but she got contact from Smith. So O'Shaughnessy steps up and converts. There we go, back to 17 goals the difference, 38 to 55. Tomlinson. And she's brought forward is Padgett. Comes back to Simonson. Long pass to Fox. Puts it up. Here is Woodrow, and she's got it. And Stacey Woodrow gets it back to 18 goals the difference, 56 to 38. And that will do us in the Rochford Wines. A match of the round here between Rock and Emerald, and a pretty dominant display by the Bombers, who now move to a 4-2 record in season 2025, solidify their spot within the top 5 and potentially go back into the top 3, depending on results going their way. So fantastic game played here by the Bombers. Don't forget as well, at 2:20pm, we will have the footy between Emerald and Officer down at Chandler Reserve. That'll be available to you through the local footy hub and, of course, Stream Zone Live. So thank you for tuning in, and goodbye for now.